Greetings traders. This week let's talk about main events, what we could expect and what will happen. So it's interesting because this is one of those weeks where two seemingly most important events collide, and those are interest rate statement from Fed. They are expected to raise interest rates for 0.75%, and nonfarm payrolls, which is one of the most important economic news of the month. So tensions are high because markets are kinda angry at the Fed because they are raising interest rates and they think they will collapse economy and whatnot, and Fed has to do that in order to curb inflation. Now I want to go into depth about inflation, interest rate policies and these other topics because they are so long and so broadly, they already have been so broadly discussed that it would be useless, at least in this video, to do for that now. But what we could do as a practical trader, from practical perspective, we could, excuse me for this nonsense ad, we could look where the markets are and what those news could bring to markets. So I have three main markets: the largest currency pair, euro against dollar, Bitcoin, and S&P 500 index. Now I have them into weekly charts, and let's look how they are stacked. Interestingly enough, S&P has standing around a long-term trend line. This is 200-week exponential moving average, and if you see, it's really rare when, excuse me for a slow loading page, I don't know what happened to internet. What the hell? Excuse me this nonsense. But still, from 2010 there have only been a couple of occasions when prices have stood against trend line, and this is one of those times. Question is whether it will continue to stand there for next weeks, or it will be beginning of some long-term uptrend or downtrend. Now this kind of news might trigger that, and it might not trigger that. Let's see. Another weekly charts, we have Bitcoin against 200 exponential moving average, and it has been first time, second time, yes, also handful of times when it stood across this trend line. Actually, of course, it went back this trend line and it went flat, but still, here I would subjectively say chances are a lot slimmer that it will make some significant moves, because Bitcoin has been trending flat already. So if something is not moving, chances are it will follow the same course. And we have euro against dollar, which is a pretty decent downtrend, and I wouldn't bother this downtrend as well. So not betting against long-term moves in Bitcoin and euro, but in stocks everything might happen, because stocks are the market which is reflecting these inflation news and interest rate news most harshly. So with that said, let's go to 4-hour chart and see what 4-hour chart would yield. In 4 hours in S&P we have more interesting move, because we are right at the buy and sell signal here, and this is Monday evening, and I'm certain that interest rate move and employment move would trigger buy or sell decision, because we are not here in a trend. Every trader who trades this market is probably sitting on sideways and see whether where it would land. Actually, for me also, this is the time I don't have opinion. I would probably be slightly short because trend is down, but you never know. Let's see what will happen here, how markets would react, if they would react at all. So we are at the trigger zone with S&P 500 and see how this will play out. Let's go to same time frame in Bitcoin and let's see how markets are moved here. Yes, we are at slight uptrend here. but still there is no substantial move for months as we saw that into long-term trend, and maybe it will also trigger something, but here chances are we will be probably staying still with nothing happening, but I'm open to everything. Let's see. We also are very close to trend lines, so might choppy markets might prevail, but maybe it would move because these are two good moves, potentially good triggers for good moves. Everything might happen, so also no opinion here. And same as it with euro against dollar, same approach to be precise. Let's look how they look. The same thing. We are at the crossroads. Markets are waiting for some confirmation of or some indication of what to do. They are just standing here. That's how markets are. Mostly they are ranging, and some of the times they are trending. And as I have always told you, it's more important to capture all these losses and then maximize those profits when you have them. See, interestingly enough, yes, we have 3 time frames, 3 markets with same time frames and same setup, so we have similar approach. We are close to trend lines. Markets are roughly flat for some time, and it's really difficult to say what to do here. So actually, here's the secret. Most realistic scenario is that markets will continue to behave in some area. Maybe they could spike or fall at one point or another, both in Friday or and Wednesday, and then they would revert to the same range. Who knows? But that's most likely scenario, because in previous times they have done the same, and most likely those moves which are presented by Fed and market's reaction to nonfarm payrolls will be more or less into news. But I am open to everything. Baseline is that they will stay the same in those boring range markets which we have for 1 month, but you never know. So we will see that into next week, and we will see how markets have moved from those trend lines, whether I have done nothing or not. I'm open to everything. I'm open to long or short term trades, and I'm mentally prepared for extensive ranging markets in all major markets. But we will see. Only prices will tell us. Don't have any opinions. I'm not struggling to prove my point, to show how smart I am. I'm just open to large moves. And you should act in the same way too. No opinions, just react to price and manage your risk. And follow me on social media and stay tuned for my next video. Bye.